Is your WCIA 3 forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Wow, it has just been a wild weather day across central Illinois. All of the rain, the wind, just a blustery cold day out there. Good news is we're slowly starting to see kind of the back edge of some of this rain starting to push south and east of the area. You can see Champaign seeing a little bit less, but still raining down as you get south of US 36 there and Tuscola down to Newman. Thing is, the wind is still pretty strong. We've got winds gusting 30 to 35 miles an hour. That has led to numerous power outages. Take a look at this. Almost 13,000 without power. In Piatt County alone, over 5,000 are without power. There are only 8,000 customers in Piatt County, so some big-time numbers there. DeWitt, Macon County as well dealing with these outages because of this wind and some of the damage across the area. Hang in there. We've got a few more hours of this, then things start to improve. Great looking weekend. We'll talk about it coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
A central Illinois home went up in flames, all part of that destructive day of weather. Plus, people 16 and older can soon get vaccinated in Illinois, but the governor is calling for patience as eligibility opens up.
The NCAA tournament is underway here in Indianapolis. We are with the Illini, ready for their big dance starting tomorrow.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
No one's in the house. There is a pet that's unaccounted for.
Nobody was hurt in a Clinton house fire today, but it was just one of many problems caused by the windy weather. Good evening. I'm Jessica Coons in for Paul and Jennifer. Trees and power lines came down, signs were knocked over, and you could probably feel the wind if you were on the road. Tonight, thousands in central Illinois are still without power. WCIA 3's Abigail Metch is live in Champaign for us. So, Abigail, looks windy out there right now.
Jessica, I am basically blowing away out here. Today we followed power companies from county to county. I spoke to one person who said she just hoped the linemen got a lot of sleep last night because of how busy they were going to be today.
I'm just in tears. It's terrible. Terrible.
This was the scene after a house in DeWitt County caught on fire.
We got dispatched for a report of a tree down with live lines on a house, and the structure was on fire.
The heavy wind and rain caused this tree to fall and snap the power lines across the street. When firefighters got to the house, they ran into problems and had to call for extra help.
We called Ameren immediately upon arrival on scene.
Ameren was able to shut off power in the neighborhood so fire crews could put the fire out.
Our firefighter safety was our top priority, so we elected to wait until the power was out. Then we started extinguishing it now that it's out.
Ameren was also called to help in Piatt County, where several trees had knocked down power lines. The harsh weather kept them busy, restoring power to thousands of people across central Illinois. Meanwhile, in Champaign County, a semi-truck crashed on the I-74 and the soybeans it was carrying spilled across the road. It was a long day for all of the crews, but one of them told us they were ready for it.
Power lines is always an issue when you have a storm. We're always ready, but we're not anticipating anymore. But with high winds comes those issues.
It's still windy into tonight, but our WCIA weather team says the worst of this is over and there is sunshine on the way. Yes, in Champaign, Abigail Metch, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
We need it after today. All right, Abigail, thank you. Now, crews in Champaign dealt with similar problems today. This is at Galen and Theodore, and in Whiteheath, this shed was knocked over by the high winds. Kevin will have much more on this windy day coming up a little later in weather. We have new information from the governor, an announcement a lot of people have been waiting for. Vaccine eligibility is opening up to people 16 and older in less than a month. WCIA 3's Bryce Beament joins us live in the newsroom. Bryce, important to note here, this doesn't mean that you'll get that vaccine right away.
Just because people 16 years and older will be eligible for the vaccine April 12th doesn't mean you'll get it right away. Governor Pritzker asked people to be patient, especially since so many people will be allowed to get the vaccine. He said additional populations will be eligible before April 12th. The governor added that he wants to send more National Guard members out to help administer vaccines. The Champaign-Urbana Public Health District says Champaign County has the ability to administer tens of thousands vaccines weekly. Right now, Champaign County has only been receiving about 3,000 to 5,000 vaccines weekly.
by mid-April, we will be at a point where dividing up the population into phases won't make sense with the ever-increasing supplies that we expect to see.
Between all the providers combined, we have the capacity to administer up to 40,000 vaccines a week.
Governor Pritzker also said we will slowly move to phase 5. The first step in getting to phase 5 will happen when 70% of seniors are vaccinated. Governor Pritzker announced the mask mandate will stay in effect. He said masks are crucial in the fight against COVID-19. In the newsroom, I'm Bryce Beament, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Bryce, thank you. It's an exciting week for some Danville High School students. It wasn't the first day of school for freshmen, but they say it felt like it. They started their first year of high school on Zoom back in the fall. Today, freshmen finally got to step inside the building to learn the ropes and meet teachers face-to-face. They had the school all to themselves.
The fact that our freshmen have never been in the building, the 2 days that they get to come in, we are doing individual tours with their classroom teachers.
The freshman class has 120 students. 110 chose to return in person. The rest of the school will come back next week. Now, for the numbers on COVID in Illinois, more than 91,000 people were vaccinated in the last 24 hours. The state is averaging over 90,000 a day. Almost 4.4 million people have gotten a dose. The state's 7-day positivity rate is up to 2.7%. There are more than 2,300 new cases. Another 34 people have died. Families who lost someone to COVID-19 could be reimbursed. FEMA plans to reimburse funeral expenses that happen after January 20th, 2020. Funeral homes say this will be helpful for families who did not have money set aside. This is expected to start next month. State police released the results of the Scott's Law education campaign. They're trying to get people to move over on the road. In about half a month, troopers pulled over 1,300 drivers for violating that law. Several troopers have been hurt this year from drivers disobeying it. The Decatur School District is in the market for a new superintendent. Dr. Paul Frigo has accepted a position as superintendent in the St. Louis area. He's been with Decatur Schools since 2017, and his last day will be in June. The Board of Education will meet next week to develop a transition plan. It's been 8 years since the Illini were able to dance. How they're getting set for a return to the NCAA tournament. Also tonight.
A is for
Adam.
B is for
Big Ten champion.
Love it. It's the video that's going viral. A true Illini fan combining learning with their love for the team. That's the good thing we need to see after everything that happened on your side of the studio today.
This is not good.
The things that come out of your mouth sometimes are good.
Even on sunny days. Yeah, I tell you, it was been rough out there, that's for sure. That's our Flooring America weather. I'm at Bratcher Weather camera over Champaign, and still pretty yucky out there. Rain slowly coming to an end for some, but the wind is still out there. Hey, look at that record high of 80. That'd be nice, right? Back in 2012. We'll talk about the rain, the wind, and when the sun returns when we come back.